It's a quickie review of Wanda Vision episode 6, which just premiered tonight. Spoilers. This episode takes place probably in the 90s, and it has to do with Halloween. And the Halloween special, and the arrival of the brother who's been recast. and they're figuring out that the father guy's dead but reanimated, and Vision goes out as a looking like one of the early Avengers, which is funny. But they call him a booger. And she looks like one of the early Avengers as well, the early versions of Wanda Vision. So that's kind of cute. So they call her a luchador at one point, although no, not really. A Mexican wrestler luchador has a mask, full-on mask, face mask, like Bane, kind of. Because Bane was a luchador originally. Yeah, it didn't look like a luchador. She looked like a. It was supposed to be a joke. Anyway, and not at all a reference to a cheesy sort of mystery sci-fi movie from years ago. Probably not. No, it's more of a reference to the original Wanda from, I don't know if the Scarlet Witch in Scarlet from years ago, 60s. So, it's still odd that she has visions of different timelines, but now they've caught up to where she would actually have them. Mark's card said that, well, the reason they do that is because everything is messed up in that universe. That's why it's not perfectly like that. Although my idea was that it doesn't make sense, because then he's like 20 years older than she is, but he was born yesterday, as she pointed out. So memory-wise, he's an actor is our age, but she's 30. But they aren't. They're playing up. Well, that's capable from Hollywood as well. I mean, shows like Northern Exposure years ago did something like that. L.A. Law did something like that. So why not? I think 8 is Enough did something like that too. Anyway, so a bunch of shows did that. So it's not a comment. This is a quickie review since it's only one episode. And in previous story, when I was discussing the second Mandalorian thing, saying, oh, Midnight Edge and the other group didn't discuss it. Actually, they did, but they didn't discuss the controversy about Gina Carrero. However, they did. They discussed it oppositely because they're right-wingers. So they're like, oh, it's neurotic, and the other guy are like, oh, she was being canceled unfairly. Oh, no, you can't have it both ways. It's like, no, and I agree that, in that case, that it's a little weird. There would be it can't just be that. There's got to be other reasons she was let go. Because Joss Whedon is also in trouble. But I wasn't really talking about Joss Whedon. I was talking about, he actually is in trouble. No, I was thinking of James Gunn. They're totally unrelated. James Gunn saying worse on his tweets years ago. Is worse. But they hired him again. So they rehired him. Clearly there were other things, other issues with the character, other than just that. But in this case, Wanda Vision, I don't think anybody was kicked off of that show. And, so Boba Fett is not technically a Mandalorian. He's wearing Mandalorian armor, and he's based on Jango Fett. And all the clones are Jango Fett, basically. So he's a clone. So that's different. They're not technically Mandalorians. They're all the stormtroopers in the original Star Wars. They're the clone troopers. So which is strange. I would think they would then be really better shots if they were Boba Fett. Fell into the sand vagina. But Mandalore. We're talking about Wanda Vision here. With the continuation of the. I decided that I thought there was another playlist for this, but there isn't. I'm gonna leave it the way it is. There doesn't need to be a separate Disney playlist. You're just gonna see it on the reviews channel. So, yeah, the crack team led by the lady named Rambo, who is the comic book fans would know is the next Captain Marvel in the 90s 2000s comic books. She replaces Cap. She becomes Captain Marvel. I don't know if she does in this version, but she's supposed to be Captain Marvel in the current stuff. Well, semi-current stuff. 2000s, 2010s. The current Captain Marvel. So yeah, she's supposed to replace her. Carol Danvers is supposed to be the other one. So it is supposed to be the girl from Captain Marvel, the little girl from Captain Marvel, the little black girl. Now she's grown up. So yeah, yeah. So anyway, Rambo, not Ransom. Rambo. Yeah, I don't know why her name is Rambo. That's kind of odd. She has nothing to do with Rambo, John Rambo. But that's what the character's called. They try to escape to get in there, and things happen. Vision tries to break out of the force field, and it causes Wanda Witch to expand the force field further. The brother guy, who is probably some other entity other than the brother, it can't be him, talks to her about the guy being dead and alive and all that, regenerated. Wanda indicates that she doesn't actually know how she's doing it, how she created this other world. So is it Loki or someone else that's higher up that's actually pulling the strings? Unknown. Assuming this series has 8 episodes, and this is episode 6. Like the last one had 8 episodes. Yeah, so we'll find out in a couple episodes what's going on. But we'll know. Anyway, that was WandaVision episode 6. They try to they go to Halloween and they try to Quicksilver and runs fast, and the kid runs fast. I'm not sure how that works. It's probably that everyone in it is a simulation, so it's more like silly in space than they realize, and that they're sort of Q-like. They're doing Q things on the TV planet. Well, Earth, but Earth 616 TV planet. Yeah, I wasn't in it. Yeah.